Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this third program in our series entitled Where the Belief Returns. This program airs every Sunday at 12:45 p.m. on VTV1. We hope these programs have increased your awareness of HIV/AIDS, measures to prevent HIV infection, and how to help injection drug users, especially those who are HIV positive, to reintegrate into the community. In the first two programs, we gave you an overall picture of HIV prevalence in Vietnam, especially among injection drug users. Today, we're going to bring you the true story of a model recovering user support group that has had great success in Van Dong District, Quang Ninh Province. The narrator used to inject drugs himself and has successfully detoxified. But first, let's get a report on some other important developments this month. On April 29, in Haiphong, the Ministry of Health and the Haiphong People's Committee launched 2 methadone maintenance therapy clinics at number 196 Win Duc Cang Street and at the Commune Health Center in Tuy Son Commune, Tuy Win District. At the ceremony, Vice Minister of Health, Professor Dr. Ching Quang Huang, welcomed delegates and highlighted the main objectives of the program: piloting methadone maintenance therapy, reducing the use of opioids and other illicit drugs, reducing the risk of transmission of HIV/AIDS, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, reducing crime associated with drug use, reducing heroin overdoses, and improving the health of drug users while supporting reintegration into the community. Speaking with health workers and selected methadone maintenance therapy clients at the Commune Health Station, Dr. Huan encouraged injection drug users to visit the clinic for medication, where they will receive expert supportive care from skilled healthcare workers. Dr. Huan also noted the need for strict management of methadone to avoid diversion and follow the Ministry of Health's protocol concerning doses. Now let's go to Van Dong to hear stories of Ngoc Long. Long was addicted to heroin for 4 years. After 7 years in a rehabilitation center, he felt like a fish out of water and a stranger to life back in the community. He was depressed and felt inferior because he was unemployed. He also suffered from stigma and discommunity. In this environment, relapse into heroin seemed inevitable. Then, in early 2007, members of the Van Hoa Club found him and delivered vital information to him through their outreach. They offered support and encouragement to him and his family. And as a result, Long made up his mind to quit drugs, this time forever. He and his wife were determined to settle on the island and try aquaculture as a way to give themselves a job and a stable family income. They wanted to do this as well to get away from the environment where drugs were available. Let's look closer at Long's life now.
One of my great pleasures is watching the Tu Hai clam catch come in early in the morning. Life seems peaceful and tranquil, but I went through extraordinarily hard times to get here. Far more trying than the ordinary labor of working the nets and gathering their catch. I went through drug addiction, so naturally every Tu Hai trap contains that much more of my hopes of a bright future. There were times during my drug dependence when I wanted to give up, but seeing my wife's tears, I willed myself to quit heroin and rebuild my life. Although life is still hard for us, my family income is stable now. We still don't own a house, and instead borrowed money from my family and my wife's family. I know that I have to try harder, and I believe that, as the old saying goes, working together, husband and wife can dry the eastern sea. Generally speaking, my job is not too hard. My day starts as many other people's workday starts. Bringing up the clams is not too complicated, but it requires patience and attention to detail. While my wife prepares breakfast, I check every Tu Hai trap. The job is very simple, but it is time-consuming. This is our first load of about 400 kilograms of Tu Hai for harvest. We are also raising 100,000 new breeding clams with 30,000 seed clams provided by the District People's Committee. My wife and I are waiting day by day to harvest the first load. In the face of challenges, I tell myself that I need to try that much harder, and that there are many others just like me working day and night for a happier life. Looking at the faces of those people utterly dedicated to those fishing boats and Tu Hai rafts, I wonder if anyone watching asks themselves, If any of those people were ever addicted to drugs, if any of them knew the feeling of withdrawal, then I wonder about HIV. Many injection drug users are also HIV positive, yet are not aware of their status and continue to transmit the infection to others. That is why I'm more determined than ever to quit drugs and have a normal life again. I know that post-detoxification drug users can totally recover and live drug-free. Do you agree?
Tell us about your difficulties during detoxification. It was very difficult when I first quit using drugs. Now each time I meet old friends, those who use the drugs, suddenly my hunger for heroin returns. But the community has provided a lot of support, and I get direct support from other members, all 161 of us, who share in the same situation. Recovering drug users who have been through the same situation as me are there to encourage me. They're the pioneers who have detoxified, and now they provide encouragement and assistance to me. Health counsellors and peer educators in the club also provide me with counselling and help me understand the harmful effects of drug use. The important thing is concern from the authorities. Even though their gifts to my family are small, these are indeed sources of great encouragement to my family and all other drug users. Since we receive encouragement from family, friends and the authorities, we can start our lives again.
Vì người ta cùng cảnh với nhau, người ta động viên. Trước người ta đã thành công trong công việc bỏ ma túy rồi, thì người ta động viên lại mình, người ta giúp đỡ mình. Đấy là cái. Thế hơn nữa là các tư vấn về bên sức khỏe và các đồng đảng ở bên câu lạc bộ, người ta tư vấn cho mình hiểu biết được là cái tác hại như thế nào thì mình tự khắc. Và tôi nói một cái điểm này nữa, là cái điểm ở cái sự quan tâm của các chính quyền các cấp. Đấy, lễ ngày Tết thì khó thường những có cái món quà rất nhỏ và đem đến cho tận gia đình tôi. Đấy, món quà nhỏ nhưng mà đấy là nguồn động viên thật sự to lớn đối với kiểu gia đình và bản thân và trong toàn thể anh em khác. Đấy, từ chỗ đó chúng tôi nghĩa là quyết tâm từ câu lạc bộ rồi gia đình rồi các cấp về chính quyền thì tự dưng cảm thấy chúng tôi cần quyết tâm hơn để bước vào cuộc sống thật sự.
The post-detoxification recovery period has been the most difficult for me. At times I lost all confidence and I wanted to let everything go, return to drugs. I thought that heroin would help me forget everything. Then I would think about my wife and 2 children. During those hard times, when I felt stigma and mistrust from my neighbors, my family, friends, and the Vân Hoa Club reached out to me, sharing every minute of my drug cravings. They encouraged me to join a peer support group, which taught me how to respond to these cravings, a fear that I thought was beyond my willpower. I wanted it all to pass like a bad dream, and when I woke up I would be drug-free, participating in the life of my family and enjoying life back in the community. Drug dependence acts like a chronic disease. It requires care and treatment just like any other disease, but you must be determined and patient to quit drugs and start a new life. Luc is a friend of mine. I admire him greatly. We are both members of the Vuot Song 1 group at the Vân Hoa Club. To make a clean break from drugs, Luc sold all of his property and moved to this island to build rafts for raising Tu Hai. He reinvested the revenue he earned after 2 years in growing oranges and lemons on a farm nearby in the mountains. He has encouraged others to move to the island as well, to go into business together. Last year, Luc also invested his profits, plus funds from a bank loan, in a small jellyfish processing operation for export on Qua Vang Island. Looking at the operation, few people would think that Luc had gone through drug addiction. At processing time, Luc's workers number about 400. Like Luc, all of his staff know hardship, and like him, all of them held on to their hope of a better life.
Từ lúc mà nói tôi bán nhà trong đất liền để ra ngoài này mà đầu tư đấy thì gần như bà nói là mình làm đến đâu nhé.
Since I sold my house on the mainland and moved to this island, I've reinvested my profits in other areas. For example, I was cultivating oranges and I could earn a profit of 100 million Vietnamese dong. I invested that in Tu Hai clams and earned 200 million. I then invested that in raising pigs. In my future, I look forward to support from others to my work, and I wish to have money to help those
làm
people
sao
who are in the same
mình
circumstance as me.
cái công việc làm của mình ấy, thì được gọi là các con đoàn thể gọi là giúp đỡ, đồng thời nói muốn làm sao là có tiền để gọi là giúp những anh em đồng cảnh ngộ như mình.
At the Văn Hóa Club, we all get together after a hard day's work and share our experiences. This was a great joy for me. We often discuss new breeding techniques for the clams, and we share with each other experience in prevention of relapse, knowledge on prevention of HIV, self-care methods, as well as ways to take care of people still detoxifying. We also discuss care and treatment of HIV-positive club members. We perform outreach work and behavior change communication to current injection drug users as well. We encourage them to quit. And for those still using, we help them to become aware of the fact that needle sharing is the main route of HIV transmission. We also tell them that condom use reduces the risk of transmitting HIV to others and can help them protect themselves. We also tell them how clean needles can prevent transmission of HIV.
Anh em chúng tôi hỗ trợ nhau rất nhiều đấy. Cái thứ nhất là về cái sự tổ chức của câu lạc bộ.
We help each other a lot. Firstly, regarding organization, club managers visit members and encourage them when they're in trouble through discussion and home-based health counseling. It's more enjoyable here at the club than it is at home because drug users receive support from the local authorities and from the club itself for their health and life. Sometimes it's still difficult though, in life and work.
Anh em chúng tôi vào đây là cái thứ nhất là được sự quan tâm của các cấp lãnh đạo, rồi thì của chính quyền địa phương, rồi của câu lạc bộ đây quan tâm đến sức khỏe, rồi thì cuộc sống của anh em tôi là tất nhiên là vui rồi. Đấy, thế nhưng mà đôi khi thì nó cũng trong cuộc sống thì anh em tôi còn nhiều cái khó khăn về công việc, rồi khó khăn về tình hình sức khỏe.
The District People's Committee played a vital role in this program. We wouldn't be where we are without their support. While our families encouraged us, the People's Committee offered a very practical loan program ranging from 30 million dong to 65 million dong per applicant for the purchase of clam stocks. At the same time, policy has been made to encourage those members, such as by offering gifts, small in size but full of human feeling and emotion. The committee has also introduced a permit system to use the sea around the island so that more club members can participate.
Những người sau cai nghiện của huyện Vân Đồn thì khối lượng cũng tương đối là nhiều, là hơn sách của nhà nước cũng đã đề cập.
There are many recovering drug users in the Van Don district, and new government policy is to support them in reintegrating into the community. They are from poor households, and in our programs we try to support them with breeding stocks, water surface for aquaculture, and counseling on the most effective methods of cultivation.
Là hỗ trợ con giống và hỗ trợ cái việc cấp mặt nước cho cái nuôi trồng hải sản và hỗ trợ tư vấn về mặt kỹ thuật để cho các cái hộ này có thể là biết cách nuôi trồng có hiệu quả hơn, tốt hơn.
Through all of this, family has been the firmest base for every member of the group, and the Văn Hóa Club provides the encouragement. We receive major support from the local authority for a better future as well, and hopefully other heroin users who need these services will join us. I have been drug-free for 2 years. I know that I must continue to be vigilant against relapse, however. Luckily, I have overcome the most difficult period. In our Vwat Song group, the door is always open to everyone.
Long Story is intended to make an impression on viewers, and perhaps others who may need this service. There are other potential clients in the community who need help, injection drug users in the same situation as Long. Some may have the determination, but some may not. Everyone has their weaknesses, but will they draw experience from that fall and then stand up and overcome it? We hope that Long's story will teach everyone the importance of optimism and hope that drug users who are trying to get into recovery can do it. One message is particularly vital. Apart from assistance from friends, family, and the community, your success in treatment and recovery depends on your own efforts and social supports. Thank you for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you next week when we look at a comprehensive prevention, care, and treatment for injection drug users and ex-drug users. Goodbye and see you again.